The room was small, dimly lit, and soaked in memories. The air smelled faintly of jasmine and rain, the same scent that clung to Tara's hair every time she came over. She hadn't been here in months, not since their quiet breakup that felt more like a silent storm than an ending. Yet here she was again, standing by the door, her eyes flickering like candlelight, caught somewhere between hesitation and longing. Maya sat cross-legged on the bed, pretending to scroll through her phone. Her heart, however, was thrumming loud enough to drown out every thought. She couldn't believe Tara was actually here. Taking a shaky breath, she broke the silence. "You can come in," she said softly, her voice trembling just enough to betray how unprepared she was for this moment. Tara stepped inside, shutting the door gently behind her. She took a deep breath, a small, sad smile touching her lips. "It still smells like us," she said, almost in a whisper. The walls seemed to hum with memories, laughter spilling into kisses, secrets shared in the dark, the kind of love that was too raw and too real to stay untouched by time. Maya's fingers tightened around her phone, her knuckles white. Maybe because nothing's really changed, Tara's smile widened, a knowing look in her eyes. "You think so?" Maya finally looked up, meeting her gaze. The years of friendship, the months of suffocating silence, the countless unspoken words, it all collided in that single, intense look. "You still wear my hoodie," Maya murmured, nodding toward the faded gray fabric draped over Tara's frame. "It's comfortable," Tara replied, that half smile returning. "Feels like home." A heavy pause hung in the air. Outside, the rain began to patter harder against the window, blurring the city lights into a watercolor painting. Tara's gaze flicked toward the bed, the same bed they once shared, then back to Maya. "Do you ever think about that night?" she asked, her voice barely audible. Maya let out a long, slow breath. Every night. Neither of them moved. The only sounds were the rain and the echo of everything they hadn't said. Then, as if pulled by an invisible string, Tara took a step closer. Maya didn't back away. The air grew warmer, thicker, filled with an electricity that only they could feel. "I shouldn't have left," Tara whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "I was scared. Scared of how real it was." "You think I wasn't?" Maya's voice broke. "I loved you too much to say goodbye. But you did anyway." Tara's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "Then let me say something else now." Before Maya could even process the words, Tara's hand found her, soft, trembling, and so incredibly familiar. She took another step forward until their breaths mingled, and the world outside seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them and the frantic heartbeat between their lips. When their mouths finally met, it wasn't gentle. It was desperate, aching, and full of everything they'd kept locked inside for so long. Tara's fingers tangled in Maya's hair, pulling her closer, as if trying to erase the months of distance in a single moment. Maya responded in kind, her hands gripping the back of Tara's hoodie, feeling the warmth, the heartbeat, the undeniable proof that this was real. The kiss deepened, melting away the hurt and confusion. Every brush of their lips was an apology and a forgiveness. Every shared breath was a silent promise not to run again. When they finally parted, they were both trembling, not from fear, but from the overwhelming relief of coming home. Tara rested her forehead against Maya's. "I missed you," she said, her voice a raw whisper. Maya smiled faintly, her thumb brushing softly across Tara's lips. "Then stay this time." Tara nodded, her eyes shining. "I will, if you'll have me." Outside, the rain softened, and the first hint of dawn began to creep through the window. The room felt different, now lighter, warmer, alive again. Maya reached out and turned off the lamp, letting the soft morning light bathe them both. "We never really left this room," she whispered. Tara smiled, leaning in for another, softer kiss. "Then let's never leave again." As they lay there, tangled together under the sheets, the world outside didn't matter. For the first time in months, everything felt whole, to hearts finding their rhythm again in the same small room where it all began. Their love wasn't perfect, but it was real, the kind that lingers in the scent of rain and jasmine, the kind that stays long after the lights go out. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this one. We'll see you in the next video.